Cookin. I'm your hostess, Cindy Schumacher. On today's show, we'll be making Parmesan chicken with mushroom cream sauce, pasta with broccoli, a spinach salad with a creamy mustard dressing, and lemon cheesecake squares. We're going to start with the lemon cheesecake squares, and the funny thing is there's no cheese in them, but they taste like cheesecake. So it's less expensive to make, and it actually goes rather quickly. So I'm going to start with a can of sweetened condensed milk. You can use regular or the fat-free if you like, whichever. I'm using the regular. Okay, to that I'm going to add a half cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm using freshly squeezed. If you don't have fresh lemons and you have real lemon, you can substitute that. And then I have 1.5 teaspoons of freshly grated lemon peel. So I'm going to just combine that with my whisk. Okay, we'll set that aside, and then we'll start working on the crust. I have 2/3 cup of softened butter here, and to that I'm going to add a cup of pat light brown sugar. Okay, once you have that combined and kind of fluffy, then you can add all the rest of the ingredients. You just pretty much dump them in. I've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a cup of quick cook oatmeal, a half teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking powder. Trying to think of something kind of springy now that May is here and everything. Lemon is always kind of makes you think of fresh and springtime. So I thought this might be something fun for you to try. Pretty good. Okay, I'm going to take half of this and spread it in the bottom of my pan. You're supposed to use an 8x12. I don't have one, so I'm using a 7x11, so it's going to be a little bit smaller than it normally would be. Okay, and then pat it in nice and firm. Now I'm going to put the filling on top. Then we're going to take the rest of the topping and sprinkle that on top, and then we're going to lightly pat it in. Okay. I think that's enough. I've got just a bit of the crumble left, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that. So this is, I've got my oven preheated at 350. It's going to go in the oven for about 25 or 30 minutes. Just start keeping an eye on it once you reach that 25-minute range. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll clean up. We'll be right back.
Fast internet is here. Valley now has higher broadband speeds of up to 1 gigabit. Get the bandwidth you need for all your devices at one time. Gaming with no lag time. Video stream your favorite movies instantly in HD quality. Video chat with friends and family without interruption. Download your favorite music and photos in seconds. All on our 100% fiber optics network. Valley offers managed Wi-Fi and backup services too, bringing together all the services you need. Valley Telecommunications Cooperative.
Now I'm going to start working on the Parmesan chicken. This is a dish that you don't really necessarily have to. You can just make the chicken alone. If you want to serve the mushroom cream sauce on the side, you can. It just depends on how you want to do it. You can pour the sauce over it, or you can serve the sauce on the side. So anyway, we're going to do it with the sauce today. I have a cup of breadcrumbs here, and to that I'm going to add a cup of grated Parmesan cheese and a teaspoon of salt. I'll grab a whisk real fast here. Get that combined. Put it in my bowl here. Okay, now overnight I marinated my chicken breasts in buttermilk and hot sauce like Tabasco. You use just like a tablespoon of Tabasco, and you turn it once during the night. We're going to get it out of the buttermilk, and then you just discard the buttermilk when you're done. And this is 2 large chicken breasts or 4 small, and then you cut them into half or in thirds depending on the size of them. So they're about like this, and then when they're in smaller pieces they're going to cook up a little faster. So first thing we're going to do is dust them in all-purpose flour like that. Then we're going to dip them in 2 beaten eggs, and then roll it in the breadcrumb mixture. And then I have 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter heating in the pan, so that's where they're going to go. Unfortunately, my stove is a little ways away, so we're going to be doing a little walking back and forth. This makes a real nice golden, crispy crust on top of it. Now while we're finishing this up, I want to remind you that if you would like a copy of any of the recipes that we're making today on the show, if you don't have internet, give the girls at Valley a call. They'll be happy to send you out a copy. If you do have internet, you just go to the homepage, www.valleytel.net. Click on the Country Cookin' Cow and you'll find all the recipes there. Okay. We're gonna let those cook for a while, and while we're doing that, then I'll get started on the dressing for the salad. I have 2 hard-boiled eggs that I've mashed while they were warm, and I used actually a pastry blender to do it. You can use a potato masher, or you can use the bottom of a glass, whatever is easiest for you. So for the salad, I have a pound of spinach that I have washed and stemmed. We're going to add a half pound of bacon that I have fried and crumbled. Sprinkle that over the top. I have fresh mushrooms that are sliced really thin. I had to buy them this way. If you want to actually if you can find them whole, then you would stem them and slice them in either quarters or however you like. This is about 5 ounces of mushrooms. And then we have a can of sliced water chestnuts, and that will give the salad a little more crunch. Okay. Then I have a half cup of black olives, pitted black olives that I have sliced. We'll sprinkle that over the top. Okay, and that's all there is to assembling the salad. Now I'm going to take a quick break and clean up, and we'll come back and we'll make the dressing.
Valley is now offering updated digital TV packages and prices. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
All right, the dessert is ready. We're going to pull that out. And then I'm going to change my oven to 375 for the chicken. This is what it looks like. I'm going to set it over here so it starts to cool, and then we'll get the salad dressing going. So everything gets added together. Grab a whisk here, but they tell you to do it in order. So I have 2 hard-cooked eggs that I have mashed. You want to mash them when they're warm. Okay, then we have a ½ teaspoon of salt. One and a half teaspoons of sugar. A tablespoon of coarsely ground black pepper. A clove of garlic crushed. I'm going to press it. If you don't have fresh garlic, you want to use the garlic in the tube or in the jar, that's fine. And if you don't have that, you can use powder. I believe it is a 4th teaspoon that will equal a clove of garlic. So next we want to add our ½ cup of virgin olive oil. A tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Five tablespoons of heavy cream. And we have red wine vinegar. We're going to add a 4th cup. This might take forever. Let's just pop this off. Yeah. And you want to whisk it all together real well. And it's going to be lumpy because of the eggs, but it's going to give you a little more texture in the salad. It gives you a little bit of color because of the egg yolks. We'll put it in a dish and we'll get it in the refrigerator and let it chill down. Sets up a little bit. Put it on that, put it in. Okay, we're going to flip the chicken. And while we're doing that, we'll take a quick break. I'll clean up. We'll be right back. Okay, I have a tablespoon of butter, of unsalted butter that I have melted, and to that I'm going to add my mushrooms. They're slivered, and it's about 5 ounces. And so we'll get those sauteing for a few minutes. Turn the heat down. And in the meantime then, we're going to transfer the chicken to a baking pan. You can use a baking pan or a baking sheet, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to use a 9x13 glass pan. And that's going in the oven at 375, and we're going to just keep an eye on it. We'll check it, pierce it, and make sure that it's done in just a little while. Okay, I'm going to get some water boiling for both the pasta and for the broccoli, for the pasta with broccoli. I'm going to salt those. Now, you can use fresh broccoli if you want to. If you buy the actual broccoli, then you would want to remove the flowers and then slice the stems into smaller pieces so that they cook up, because they're a little bit tougher. Anyway, so we have, I have a box of 16 ounces of penny pasta. That's going in. And then what I did, instead of buying the broccoli, I'm taking the shortcut and the easy way out, and I just bought a bag of tender broccoli cups. And that is going to go in here, and we'll get that cooking. Now, as soon as the mushrooms are cooked and they're fairly tender, then we're going to remove them from the pan. Got a little too low now. I'm going to take those out. Okay, now to the pan, I'm going to add a small onion that's diced. This is actually a little more, so I'm not going to use the entire content here. And then we're going to start cooking those down a little bit. While we're waiting for everything to cook, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
At Valley Telecommunications, we pride ourselves in providing the home team advantage. But what does that mean? It means going above and beyond to take care of our customers' needs by providing exceptional customer service, because helping you helps all of us. As a cooperative, each time you subscribe to our services, you are investing in our community, which allows all of us to build and benefit from the newest technologies. Make the switch today to Valley Telecommunications and experience the home team advantage.
Okay, now that the onions are about done, I'm going to add a half cup of chicken broth and 3/4 cup of heavy cream. Get out my whisk. I have a nylon whisk that I use in my kettles so that I don't scratch them. So now we're going to reduce the heat just a little bit and cook this until it starts to thicken. Pasta is done cooking, so I'm going to drain that. I'm gonna take a break. I've got to grab my vermouth to add to the sauce. We'll be right back. I've got some dry vermouth. Add a half cup of that. Just that. Okay, and we're going to cook that for a little while so that everything blends and it kind of reduces down and thickens. Okay, to this skillet now I've added a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I've got 2 cloves of garlic that I cut into pieces. It actually calls for 3, but these were so big that I am just using 2. So we're gonna flavor up the olive oil a little bit for the pasta, and then we're gonna discard those once they start to brown. But it'll flavor the oil, but it's not gonna give us that overpowering garlic flavor or taste that makes you feel like you can't breathe on anybody for the rest of the night. I want to make sure that this doesn't scald too, so just keep an eye on it. Okay, the rest of this is just going to take some time, so I just want to remind you again that if you do want a copy of any of these recipes today, if you don't have internet, give the Girls of Valley a call. If you do have internet, go to the Valley homepage, www.valleytel.net. Click on the Country Cookin' Cow, you'll find the recipes there, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to discard the garlic, and now to the garlic infused olive oil, we're going to add the broccoli. Let's get that strained real quick here. That's the water. Okay, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Fourth teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. We'll just let this do its thing here. Okay, my parsley isn't in yet in my garden, so we're going to just use the dried parsley. About a tablespoon. And you want to saute this for just a couple minutes, kind of infuse that flavor into the broccoli. Okay, I'm going to start assembling here. I always like dishes that mix your vegetable in with your starch, and sometimes the kids don't even really realize they're eating vegetables. But and this is a nice alternative to the heavier, more caloric pastas that, you know, the sauces, although those are delicious. It's nice to have something that's delicious, but yet it's still, it's not quite as fattening as some other dishes, and especially this time of the year where you start to eat a little lighter. So then we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese to this. You can add a little more. You can set it on the side and let people add more if they want more. Add my mushrooms back into my sauce here and get those in, and then we'll get the chicken out while that's just a couple more minutes. We'll take a break. We're just about ready to eat.
Internet is here. Valley now has higher broadband speeds of up to 1 gigabit. Get the bandwidth you need for all your devices at one time. Gaming with no lag time. Video stream your favorite movies instantly in HD quality. Video chat with friends and family without interruption. Download your favorite music and photos in seconds. All on our 100% fiber optics network. Valley offers managed Wi-Fi and backup services too, bringing together all the services you need. Valley Telecommunications Cooperative.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and dish. We'll start with the salad. Like I always tell you, if you can toss the whole salad with the dressing if you like, or you can serve it on the side. If you don't think you'll be using the entire salad all in one sitting, then I always recommend to serve it on the side, and then you don't have such soggy salad when you go back for leftovers and feel like you have to waste it. So we're going to just do our dressing on the side. And there we go. We have our Parmesan chicken with mushroom cream sauce, our pasta with broccoli, our spinach salad with creamy mustard dressing, and our lemon cheesecake squares. Thanks for joining us today on this edition of Country Cookin'. We hope to see you next time.